Yo, what's up, everybody? Lobo here with YoJimbo and Danmaolore.
What's up?
Um, we're here to talk about an excellent week of Star Wars content. Um, but first things first, our Perlmutter's gone. Yeah. All right. Just had to get that out.
Just like they had to get Ike Perlmutter out.
Yeah. You heard about that, right? Dan?
From Marvel.
From
Yes.
Marvel, yeah. The
Marvel Entertainment.
The guy who is responsible for other companies owning large chunks of Marvel content.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, he's gone.
Yes.
I didn't.
The guy
yeah,
who
I didn't know
licensed
that.
things to Fox and then basically had acrimonious contract disputes with them, which
Yeah.
led to a decline in quality in most of the Sony ones. And they finally just got lucky with a Spider-Man series.
Yeah.
Twice.
The guy,
They got lucky twice.
I just know he tried to get on the Disney board, and he tried and
Yeah.
missed.
And then he tried to get like one of his toady friends.
There's
like,
big
get
power plays going on right now. A lot of stuff's changing. The
Yeah.
upside to all this stuff, and not particularly what happened to him, is I think a leaner, more focused Star Wars. Because I basically heard this is the rumor that they're just going to focus on Star Wars stuff. No Indiana Jones, no
Yeah.
Willow. They're just going to do fewer shows, higher quality, and just that might be good for Star Wars. Like for example, no Acolyte. That's done. That never made it past the pilot. They shot a few scenes apparently, and that's it. So I'm down with that. I didn't give a bleep about
Yes.
that era anyway, so no loss to me. Focus on Bad Batch, Mandalorian era stuff, and I'm good.
I've been sleeping most of the day, so I didn't know that there was no Acolyte anymore.
It's a rumor. Grain of salt, everybody. Grain of salt. It's a rumor,
Okay.
but apparently they only shot when people saw them shooting the pilot, which is actually just a few scenes. They thought it was like the series starting. They got rid of the showrunners. They got like everybody's let go. There's no budget. There's no money. So I'm okay with that. Just let it kind of just shrivel on the vine and move on. I know they announced it. It's embarrassing, but they announced a bunch of stuff that didn't get made. That's just whatever. Forget about it, and just move on and make good stuff. Focus on like fewer stuff and better. For example, we have Celebration coming up. They got to announce a movie or Star Wars is in serious trouble. They don't announce a Star Wars film. Then something is really wrong over in Lucasfilm. But I think they will. I'm hoping, and I hope it's something cool.
I hate to bring up the other series, but the fact that they're coming into their fan celebration as well, and they're already giving out news, and it's like a totally different story as opposed to like Star Wars. It's not like they're like hyping like we got new things in the pipeline. Instead, we're talking about like an ancillary figure who got fired, and then how there's this like a production slowdown because of Iger's own commitment to like a wide slate of like productions.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's stuff happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard to see how things are going to play out here. But the other rumors are that there was a film going to be announced, and I hope it's true because that will give people to focus their energies and just show us that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That there's something coming. What other series were you mentioning, Jimbo? What did you mean?
The Treks announced that they're getting new seasons of Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks.
Lower Decks I heard was funny. I never watched it. I don't know about the Strange New Worlds. Is that good?
Yes, it is. Episodic.
I heard it was like more like OG Trek and they're doing like on adventures. Okay, cool.
Going episodic, and it works. Just strong.
Anyways, I guess what I'm saying is like all the naysayers are saying this is Disney's dead, Star Wars is dead, everything's dead. It's like no, this may actually be a good thing. Like just streamline, lean, hungry Star Wars. Let's do it.
I just started looking on my other screen for news about the Acolyte, and I don't see nothing. So
yeah,
I see.
I mean, I could be totally wrong, and they announced Acolyte's coming next year. I'm like, okay.
I saw a handful of posts from a very unreliable YouTuber,
Mike Zero.
Yep.
Who just makes everything up. Literally makes everything.
And like a story from Giant Freaking Robot, and I don't trust them worth a damn. So yeah, there's
and everything I just said at grain of salt. That's just like the grapevine
yeah.
stuff. I mean, we don't know what's really happening
Yeah.
at Lucasfilm right now.
I watch a lot of content on makingstarwars.net. The guy who runs that channel, Jason Ward, he's really good about vetting all the rumors before he announces anything.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just gonna hit him up about it and on his next live stream see what
Cool.
he says. Maybe I'll actually do my first super chat. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Let me know if that's happening.
I am a member of that channel, so sometimes he answers my messages just willingly.
Great.
But
it's good networking. But we're getting good stuff right now. I mean,
yes,
these last episodes
back to
are
what
amazing.
the stream is supposed to be about.
Yes.
Well, just had to get that little housekeeping out of the way.
Yeah, not the random Star Wars / Marvel / Disney news.
Just media in general, like sci-fi media.
So we got excellent episodes of both the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian this week. Bad Batch, of course, was the double episode season finale. Mando was just I guess it was like the first episode of the second half of the season, right? It was episode 5 out of 8, if I'm counting correctly, which means we still need to see.
We're more than halfway done now.
I think we've seen everything that's been in the trailers so far.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure, but I think we've got all the trailer content.
Yeah, like the Mandalorian jumping and fighting and stuff.
Yep.
And of course we've got all the trailer content for the Bad Batch because it's over.
Yeah. Any word on season 3?
According to Star Wars Santa, he has a source that says that they're already working on it. Apparently he accidentally divulged that a couple weeks ago. But again, they should be announcing season 3 at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah,
officially,
absolutely expect it.
Especially based on how this episode ended, they need to have a season 3, or they're going to have rioting Star Wars fans.
It just would be such a waste of money that they put all that.
So many strands out too for like a next season with the episode.
Yeah,
totally. Mm-hmm. So so let me bring that up in my other window here. I got the wrong. Oh, all right. The bad. So sticking with the way we've been doing things, we'll do the cartoon before the live action, which I actually last night I participated in 2 different like watch along live streams over on Vader's Lair with Sheev the Wise. He normally we would watch the Bad Batch and then we would watch we would watch the Mandalorian and then the Bad Batch. This week we did the double episode of the Bad Batch first, which is I'm glad that I watched that in this order because Mando kind of ended on a high note and Bad Batch not so much.
I did the same thing as well. I usually go Mandalorian first into Bad Batch, and I definitely went with the finale.
I mean, in overall enjoyment for me, I think Bad Batch really was like the A show this week for me, just because it's the end of the season. You know tying up like all the some of the things that I thought were going to happen did happen. Maybe not exactly how I thought. But.
Well, we didn't lose the entire team, first of all.
No.
Right.
No. But I mean, are we going to get into it? Are you going to put some screenshots up there?
I mean, this is we're talking about
we lost a major character this week, but
yeah.
I have a feeling, even though I predicted his death, I don't actually think he's dead.
Well,
I think we're going to see him and Crosshair both
mantra.
Be. Yeah, nobody, no death.
My thing with it though is like they gave us so much character development for Tech this season that you know it was they were telegraphing
super telegraphing.
Because it was the only guy who had any character development and growth except for Crosshair.
Hunter had growth too.
Yeah,
he was relaxing. He was like letting go. He was letting go, and he was like, maybe we should just stay here and not fight and you know, Wrecker is still afraid of heights, so I don't know if that's his character development. But I think I think we're going to see Tech and Crosshair be the Death Troopers or whatever they're going to be morphed into. I think they're going to use Tech's body to. They're going to experiment on him too. So I don't think we've seen the last of him. He'll be an Abomination next season, which is sad, but he's not technically dead. I mean, I'm throwing it out there.
They saved Echo. I mean, they can do it to. Why couldn't they do it to Tech?
True. I mean, and Echo's more machine than man for the most part, right?
Yeah, that would really suck to see Tech just become some kind of horror,
especially since
machine.
Especially since he's like the autistically coded character of the show. Like,
yeah, as soon as Fee said goodbye to him, I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Oh no, yeah.
She's like, hey, because I think she likes him. She keeps calling him Brown Eyes and stuff. Every episode, and he's not coming back from this mission.
Yeah, she was definitely laying it on heavy when he was saying his goodbyes. Or she's like, "Oh, you were gonna leave without saying goodbye," and he was like, "Yeah."
he caught on at the end there, but there's no time for any shenanigans.
Right.
They had to get out there. Are you able to pull up anything on like a screenshot or something?
I am, but I'm kind of skimming through it, looking for good stuff. But like there was a lot of just story points in the beginning of
well, just leave it somewhere. It helps to jog the memory. We got Saw Gerrera in this episode.
Yeah,
right.
I wasn't expecting that.
That's the other reason I haven't brought up any screenshots is because we bounce a lot. We bounce around.
We are jumping around a lot. Yes.
I don't know where to go because I'm just going from.
Well, we're talking. I mean, off the top of your head. So hold on here. Boom.
When they started saying that there was security systems already down that they weren't doing, I was like, oh, somebody else is interfering.
So this is as far as I got. This is Fee saying goodbye to Tech.
Yep. She's not gonna like what he turns into.
No.
I'm just gonna keep with the Abomination. He's gonna be converted into something. I like the Jedi throwback with the codes. Echo had a security clearance code so that was cool. That's been done many times.
You mean Return of the Jedi?
Return of the Jedi. What did I say?
Yeah, you just said Jedi, and that's just like there's so many things that fall under that.
I was born in 1980. Jedi is fucking. Pardon me. Is the third movie.
Also, 3811.
Like all you little kids out there, Jedi is Revenge. Return of the Jedi.
3811 is lazy as F.
Yeah, because
I mean
1138. We're getting an 1138 reference.
Yeah, but
oh really? What was that?
Let's see. It was.
When did that happen?
It was the actual code.
That. Oh really? I missed that. Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
So let's see. So like you said earlier,
look at that chapel there.
This base looks like a chapel, and this is Governor Tarkin's home planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's his actual home.
It's called Raven's Peak. Raven Peak is what this place is called. This actual
right. But the planet
basically Eagle's Nest. Eagle's Nest.
From I caught
Real
that.
World reference. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
He's got a bunker on the top of a mountain.
He likes his conference rooms.
He does. He's very confident.
He was kind of like a teacher, like an annoying professor today.
No.
Oh, you're late.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Krennic on the left there. That's right.
Yep. We have Krennic spotting.
He's
already being browbeat. He's already being browbeat by Tarkin.
Yeah. Good old. Yeah, they actually even ask him about the update on Project Stardust, which, as everybody should know, is the code name for the Death Star, as revealed in Rogue One. Let's see, what else we got here? Weird. Got a old subtitle on a Bad Batch scene. Let's see here. Why isn't the subtitle changing? Hold on. All right. Yeah, so they use I was trying to find the subtitle for It was early. I was looking
for the 11 for the 1038 or whatever,
the
11:30.
3811.
Oh, I missed that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I like that we get to see them in their full gear doing clone action stuff, man.
So these
it's
are
a good way.
Interesting grapple guns with the suction cups.
Yep.
Like
I mean, that's how they attach to that's how they attach to stuff, that are not permeable.
I always thought it was magnetic.
Is it not?
The way that they were using it and the sound effects that they were using, it sounded like more like a suction kind of.
Well, maybe some surfaces are not magnetic, so it has to use a different,
Yeah.
I don't want to get too technical, but like nanotech to attach to surfaces that are viscous or non-magnetic.
Makes sense.
I mean, they got the best. They were like high-end clone gear. They didn't get the janky stuff that regular clones got.
Right.
And they probably ordered.
I was looking for that shot. Like, that is. Could you imagine being one of those dudes just hanging on the side of that, knowing how high up you are? Like, I'm shocked that Wrecker was.
Yeah, I'm with Wrecker on that one, where he's like, this is not so bad. Oh, never mind. Like,
yeah. I mean,
he had to brag, right?
Right. But it makes me miss the old sky bucket ride at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess too many people it was too many people dropping things such as other people out of them that made them go away. So
yeah, they were also, that was also where you could imbibe certain substances.
I know
that's what they were
the ones at Magic Mountain for.
Yeah. And then they started watching them, and it's useless as a ride in that case.
Dude, I know a couple people that would do, like, people would, I guess it's a form of imbibing. I don't know. They would do physical things to each other inside of the inside of that ride, that you can't really get away with on anything else without losing a part. Let's see here. So we got a lot of this first episode. While it was good, like, it was a lot of talking.
Yeah, but important stuff that we needed to hear.
Yeah. So like, we're pretty much at the spot where, I think at this point we know that there's another crew doing something there, but the Bad Batch doesn't know yet. Like the base command knows that there's infiltrators,
right?
But
because Tech was like careful about not actually disabling systems because it would notify him, and then like when they were doing it, it's already disabled. Then it's like, yeah,
this is already down. Okay, somebody else is here. And I'm looking,
but they're not as subtle as Tech is about
it kind of reminded me very video game-ish when the scanner thing goes around in a circle and they have to do the timing right. Just reminded me of like Fallen Order or something like that. It's fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to figure out some way like for them to get in.
It makes sense, and then it gives the video game, when you do it in the game, it gives it a little bit more credibility. It's like, oh, this is how they did it in this show. Like,
I mean, there's variations on it. It's just timing, basically. You have to, it scans every once in a while.
Right. So
you have to indicate jeopardy and danger somehow.
I just lost it. There we go. This is when they definitely for sure know that someone else is there that with ill intent towards the Empire.
What I didn't get, and they even told Saw, like, hey, this is not gonna work though. Like, you're not blowing up the proper. I guess Saw is just inexperienced at this point. It's just not. He's not.
No, Saw is he's
unfocused.
He's a terrorist.
Yeah, he's
fighting for the right side, but he's doing it in a way.
He's rushing in.
Yeah, he's just reckless.
Like,
but
even the thing that like they needed information that would trail out of this, and he didn't have the foresight to realize that maybe I don't have to like just blow things up.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, hey, if you let us figure out where this is going, you'll get a better target.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't time to explain it to him there, but
well, no,
what is it? It's not restless. What's the word for it?
Impulsive.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's just running in, throwing bombs.
Reckless.
It's like, this is not
Yeah,
reckless. This is
yeah,
not
he's reckless.
helpful. It's not
He's-
helpful to the
I mean,
actual
there's a
overall.
reason they named that guy Saw Guerrera. Like
Mhm.
he's
Not precise.
yeah, he's
He's not Scalpel Guerrera.
yeah.
He's
Oh man. He mentions seeing them earlier in the season. Was he in this season or last season?
last season.
Last season is when
I have to go back and look. I forgot what he does last season.
They is it the one where I can't remember. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Uh-huh. I forget what role he did last season, but whatever. Oh, the red pauldron. Stormtroopers with the red, the shoulder pauldron. Was that like they're like high level security?
Yep.
You don't see red very often. I've seen orange.
Yeah.
And you have red stripes over the helmets too.
Yep.
They look cool.
Yeah.
I would buy this figure if they released a Stormtrooper with the red stuff.
There's Krennic with his sidearm.
Uh-huh.
They did a really good job with Krennic's model, I think.
I mean, they don't give him a close up really. He starts talking about Project Stardust, but
Right.
I just noticed. Look, in the middle of the table is the peak of that mountain, or something like that. Look at that.
Oh, kind of like the same way that the.
Like you mean the actual granite that's down here?
Yeah, or a piece of granite in the middle. Just Tarkin actually had in the book Tarkin. Which is canon, I think. He's very particular. Like his uniforms are all custom. He likes nice things. So his, his tables and, his home base is going to be like slick.
Yeah, totally. And that's why I think it was targeted. So these dang it, there we go.
I'd like to point out to Danmaolore's pleasure, they are straight up blasting stormtroopers in this one.
Yeah.
There was no stuns. I didn't see any stun rings. They're just blasting.
The only time I think I saw stun rings at all in the last two episodes
at the end.
is like the very, very end. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was great. This mission, they know there's no wishy-washy. They have to blast people. They have to blast people.
So these two stormtroopers are Saw Gerrera and one of his allies.
Yes,
and that ally is a female.
Yes,
at least the voice is sounds like So there was a little bit of chatter in the chat rooms I was in last night. That who is that? Is it Jin? Jin Urso would be way too young to be this person.
Right.
So I just want to kind of because I immedely thought of her too.
He hasn't even picked her up yet.
One of the other,
and the sister's already dead. The sister's probably
Jane,
dead for sure.
I don't know. Yeah, she was in Clone Wars, so she's long since dead.
Yeah. Oh, so he's gone completely. He's just gonna go blow stuff up on his own.
It's just one of many of his. He's kind of a meat grinder. Yeah. Like if you're one of his cronies, you're gonna die on a mission eventually.
Most likely,
that's the way it is.
I mean, that's why
they're wearing stormtrooper armor and got shot and didn't die instantly. So that's a win.
But this is the pre what we're used to stormtrooper armor.
So it's possible that they didn't survive being shot.
The prototypes are a little more sturdy than they're like one step down from clone armor as opposed to 17 steps down.
And there's Omega blasting at people.
Yeah, she shot. They show her off screen, so they don't show her actually shooting people, but you see her bolts hitting stormtroopers.
Yeah,
which is like I guess their way around showing her doing violence.
Yeah,
but she's blasting fools.
She's laying suppressive fire down with that bow.
The bomb goes off.
That does look very monastery-ish.
I think that's very phallic too.
It's probably why they broke. Oh, speaking of phallic, I can't wait till we get to the Mando episode. There's an alien design choice that I'm just confused about. They blow the thing. The power's out. This is what I think this is. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Everything's blowing up. And there's Tech going to be a hero.
Uh-huh.
And
I kind of saw it. Once he went out on that railing, I'm like, oh, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least they didn't have to send Wrecker out on that railing. But I do
Wrecker
wonder
wouldn't have been able to do it.
if I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of it for.
I have a feeling he may not even
episode.
like have a personality. That they might just be working with his corpse, but I feel like we might see him again, and it won't be good.
No.
Him and Crosshair will just be like automatons or something.
He's gonna be like Lobot or one of the other like ones with the scooped out brain pan.
Yeah, he's already got like gear. Maybe they just augment his implants or something.
Right. So here we go. We got Tech heading out. Hunter tell him don't screw up. Free fall stormtrooper.
Yeah, a lot of stormtroopers falling. A lot of stormtroopers getting blasted and killed in this.
Typical Imperial. There's no guardrail, just a couple handholds.
Yeah.
Never mind that it's skyscraper.
To be fair, a lot of
power gust of wind will take
linemen don't have guardrails either in real life. So
no, but they usually have
holds,
like safety harness.
I mean, on the left there's the rungs. Are those rungs on the side there? So you would climb up.
Yeah, but it's just there's not like a slot to connect a belt to. You know what I mean? It's like you're doing this freehand. But granted, they probably have a lot of droids do.
I was gonna say a droid probably flies in and does it.
Yeah, you know, they only put people out there like when they're first setting it up, and that's about it. You know, like
safety is not the Imperial motto.
No,
it's quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we got bodies.
Yeah, exactly. They can just throw. They're like the Russians of the universe. They just throw mass waves of dudes.
No.
It's historical. I'm talking about like the Stalin times. Just throw numbers at the problem.
I thought they were space Nazis because the uniforms.
No, that too. But I think
and the cloning eugenics.
They valued their guys more.
Right. But only their guys. So here comes that strike that Tarkin ordered, and it's
yeah, that was cool. Those are V-wings again.
Yes.
They've seen them a lot in this. I mistook them for TIE fighters a couple episodes ago.
They're like the precursor. I think the V-wings are they're just.
They were probably. I think
they're like
too
an A-wing
expensive.
and a TIE fighter mashed together.
Yeah, they're too expensive. The Empire's like, can we go cheaper?
Right.
Yeah.
How come I want more of them but cheaper?
Can you drop the shields and increase the vulnerable solar sails? Thank you.
Higher speed, less hull integrity, no shields, no hyperdrive,
no armor.
They say they have no hyperdrive, so the pilots can't defect. I thought that was a nice touch.
That's funny.
It's a good idea.
It makes sense.
Like they have to return to their mothership, right?
Because if you were going to defect, you'd want to take some hardware with you.
Yeah. How else are you going to get a job in this world?
Well, you'd want to be able to jump.
Gotta take your work vehicle. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was a bummer.
So right before Tech does this, he says Plan 99.
Mm-hmm.
So that's people are speculating that just like the meaning behind the Plan 99 is, sacrifice yourself to save the team kind of deal.
Huh.
But yeah. So there's.
He might have hit a lake. He could have hit a pond.
He could have hit.
Marsh.
Oh, yeah. He could have hit all kinds of things on that way down. We have no idea what the ground surface is below those clouds, but we are high enough to be above clouds. Mm-hmm. So even if he does hit water, it's going to feel like concrete.
I don't think if he survives, he's not going to be the same.
Oh no.
And the best they're gonna do is like put him out of his misery next season. Which is sad, but what are you gonna do?
Right.
Crosshair, maybe they can bring Crosshair back. I don't know if they can break his programming, whatever they're doing to him. Were any of you annoyed that we didn't get any more Crosshair stuff?
Yes, I was.
I was kind of.
Like, he wasn't conscious the whole time, right?
I am gonna let this part play for a second.
Okay.
Because this is they can't.
Here come the
stop.
Disney troopers.
Boom. I really liked the way that they did this.
Kind of like a Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, it was like once Omega wakes up here, it is. I'm just gonna skip ahead just because I'm.
It's like
milking.
She's
Disney
out of
stuff.
commission.
She's like, okay, right here. This is where I'm talking about. She like fades. She's fading in and out.
She's blacking out.
All the
Sound.
movement and sound. We are Omega right now. Like everything that we're seeing is from her perspective. It's not like the third person camera observer. It is. This is what Omega sees, which I think is great. I don't think we've seen this in Star Wars animation.
First person kind of view, maybe for a few seconds. They're kind of they're all injured after this. I kind of feel like Omega has a broken leg and she's running on a broken leg. But they try to tone it down because they don't want to scare
I think
kids.
Where was Wrecker? I think
was carrying her.
Yeah, Wrecker is the one carrying her.
Yeah, I bet the way she's limping.
Even though it looks like he's got a freaking neck brace on when they show him.
Yeah, he does have a neck brace on.
Like, look at that.
He's got one of those NASCAR things.
Yeah.
The something device, the Hans device.
But this
restraint.
This was it's like if you thought Tech sacrificing himself was a bad idea, this was an even worse idea. Let's go back to Sid's.
Right. They didn't know where to go.
Right.
It's like
the only reason is AZ. Like she was.
Yeah, but they should have went and said, "Hey Sid, we need AZ," and then left.
Yeah,
not let's go hang out and drink and whatever. I mean, I guess Wrecker turns the drink down, but like it's. I mean, look at her. She looks miserable. Like I was just saying, like the last episode, she looked the happiest she's ever been, and this is like the most.
You jinxed it.
Yeah. I didn't jinx it. It was
I know it's for sure. It's kind of
animators.
It's writing. Yeah.
It's the like drama 101. Like if we're having a high moment, we're probably going to go into the low moment.
It's so fragile.
Vice versa.
Happiness.
Right. And let's see. So there's Sid. She already like trying to get a good shot of her face, but
I mean, we've been over her.
Sid looks like she looks guilty.
You
know what I mean? And I've always said this, but I didn't want to type it in text because I didn't want to misspell and say something I shouldn't. Never trust a Trando.
Wrecker should have just leaned over
Trandoshan
and wrung her neck. He literally should have just choked her out right there.
Or just throw her through the bar, like throw her through her.
If this was like a live action movie, that's probably what would happen. He'd be like, "What did you do?" and like just get all angry, but they can't do it on that.
I don't know. I don't think Wrecker. Wrecker's already injured, so I don't know if he would.
Even injured, he could snap.
Yeah. So yeah. As soon as this came in, Echo saying, "The Empire's here."
Oh, you think?
Like
there's a Star Destroyer above his head.
I just don't. But look at Sid. She looks like a sad puppy. Like.
Well, she's just annoyed that she has to do it right in front.
Yeah.
Of her. Can't they just
had
come
to make
and get
the
them
best of a bad situation? Like.
Yeah.
Sid. Why would you go to Ord Mantell?
Yeah. No. But they need to. She needs to get her up in comments at some point.
She probably will.
Like she said, her reasoning is sound. They're too hot now to like be using as her agents.
Right, but they had already quit. She could have just walked away.
Yeah, but they're worth it. They're worth money to sell to, and
Dang it.
yeah.
I could see that. All right. So there we go. There's another one, like you were saying. And then boom, boom. Like that's, they don't show her shoot, but it's implied. You know, like.
Yeah, she missed there, but she shoots people.
She does. And there's Echo and AZI or AZ. I don't know. Is it an I or is it a 1?
It's
They were
an
just saying-
I. I think it was
they
an
were
I
just
on
saying-
the subtitle.
Okay. I hate how similar those are. Oh yeah, where was it? I kind of skipped past it, but it took multiple stun blasts to take Wrecker down.
Yeah, the first one didn't even like work at all. He just kept moving.
Like he just kept going. It's like, whoa.
He was like startled by it, but not. He is wearing armor though.
Didn't slow him down though.
But like just go back to the very first time we ever saw a stun blast, all the way back. You know. Well, wait. I guess she was only wearing a. Yeah, you're right.
No, but even if he wasn't
reason,
wearing, I think Wrecker could take 2 stun blasts, and you know, to take him down. One will definitely like slow him down.
It seemed like one made him mad.
You're making him angry. Yeah, you just get angry. I mean, he's wearing a neck brace too, so he's already kind of beat up.
Yeah.
Right. So we got Echo and AZI hijack and AT-ST or whatever that model's called.
Yeah. Another throwback to Jedi.
Another
millennials out there.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi moment. Briefly known as Revenge of the Jedi.
I mean, if you watch any Kevin Smith movies, they always call it Jedi.
Yeah, but you know, Kevin Smith is
he's sticking to my guns.
He's a strange cat.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I like his work, but he's a strange cat. I like most of his work, at least.
His early stuff.
I like.
He's just not a hungry director anymore, you know.
I like the Clerks stuff for the most part. Nothing that's too heavy Ben Affleck, though.
I never saw the third one.
I don't like that guy.
That reminds me.
I haven't watched it yet either. I don't even know where it's streaming. So if anybody listening to this or watching this show,
there's crossover. People who watch stuff like this are going to watch Kevin Smith movies for sure.
Probably. All right.
Coruscant.
So how does this No, this isn't Coruscant. No. This is Tarkin's planet.
Oh, okay.
Coruscant is a lot more gray and a lot more city. This definitely has a lot of area that's not city.
Mm-hmm.
But this is them leaving the planet that the sun was on. I can't remember what was the name of the planet. Do you remember, Jim?
No, I don't remember.
I should know that because I read his book. I read your book. That's a patent reference.
But how does this ship just leave? Yeah, that's it.
Ariadu. Yeah, they mentioned it in the episode.
Yeah.
I thought that was a Rogue One reference for some reason. But Ariadu, yeah.
How do they fly away without either one of these Star Destroyers shooting at them? or deploying another squad of V-Wings or something?
I thought the same thing when I was watching it too. Don't know.
Their code held up.
They do have a heavily modified.
Or
they're jamming. They're doing all the tricks at once.
Right, but it's like also like they did do exactly what they came there to do was to get Omega, not the Bad Batch, but Omega specifically.
Yeah, so, it's almost like they don't care.
Right. So there's the sad Omega's gone, no one's in her room thing. They've also lost. They also lost their brother. So they're down from the beginning of season 1, episode 2. I guess is when Omega was really. I don't know. I guess the first episode of the first season, when they were 6 guys and a little girl, and then 5 guys, and then 4 guys.
5 guys, hamburgers.
Now 3 guys and a little. It's 3 men and a little lady.
Yep. 3 men and a little lady, and one of them's a Sylvester Stallone ripoff. Whoa.
I mean, this was bound to happen. We knew that the team couldn't stay. I mean,
Right.
from
So
the beginning.
I didn't
Even Echo's
I
not a
didn't
permanent member.
I didn't expect or all the time member. I didn't expect it to even get to Mount Tantus in this episode the way everything was going.
Oh, really? I was hoping to see some Crosshair,
Well,
Tantus,
I
and
mean,
stuff.
look, like you could see right here on.
I thought we were going to find out what was happening
on
to them.
my.
I mean, we did a
on,
little bit.
on my timeline here though. They're here at the 21 minute mark. There's only less than 6.5 minutes left to go from where my bar's at, and that's including credits. So I didn't expect to get to Mount Tantus or whatever this place is.
I was hoping we would get like a little peek, and we kind of do.
Right, we kind of do. I'm confused as though why
Nalu
what
or
is this
whatever
one
her
called?
name.
Nala Say? Is that this?
Yeah,
this
yeah,
Camino,
exactly.
Camino? I'm terrible with the Caminoans.
No, you got it.
They're all the same to me.
I know. I can't remember. They're all
they
all
all
the same.
sound like weird dog names or something. I don't know. She doesn't look happy or relieved or anything to see Omega. I mean, she might just be playing.
Now and she's Omega, like even. In fact, she's more miserable now.
Omega doesn't look happy to see Nala Say either, even though she's seeing someone she thought was dead. She's
traumatized.
Right. And so a couple of days ago, people were like there was a weird. I feel like it was. Oh man. Screen Crush. That guy Ryan Airy on his stream. I think it was him. He was speculating that this female cloner person was what's his name's the guy in the Mandalorian Pershing. Like they thought she was like his mother. Or some kind of family member.
Small world.
She's already dead. Pershing's already in doctor training probably at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Pershing looked to me it'll be a little young to be involved with any of this stuff, but okay.
Yeah, that was.
No, he might be going to school, med school at this point.
Maybe, I don't know. He
might be in like high school.
He looks younger than Luke Skywalker to me, and Luke Skywalker was born, at the beginning of
zero.
1. Because if you figure
20
Order 66. Order 66 happens, shortly before Padme and Padme gives birth to Luke and Leia. So, yeah. But yeah. So here we go. We're bringing this in, and then so there's. Dang it! There we go. Stuff being cloned back there.
Yep. The tubes.
We got them clone tubes.
Yep.
Oh, Snokes. They got a Snoke.
Yeah.
Are they Snokes? What is
that? Anybody who's anybody has a couple Snokes in a tank.
Yeah.
Right.
You get them as like parting gifts. You go to a party like on Coruscant and like,
at least we see Crosshair. I thought we would get a little more like
not asleep Crosshair.
At least talking Crosshair. I was always curious about her accent is what gave it away. She had the same New Zealand accent as Omega, so
yes.
Did I think she was a clone? I don't think I thought she was a clone, but I thought maybe she was involved in the Caminoan program because of the accent. But once she takes off her goggles and you see her eyes, you're like, oh yeah, it is just a scaled up.
Right.
Omega. Do we know her name? Does she have a name?
Emery.
Yeah. Like the nail file?
Like Dr. Emery or just Emery?
I don't know. I think it might be. I don't know if it's doctor or not, but lady clones can be doctors now too.
So yeah, but like, I don't understand why. It's like now Boba Fett's got Two sisters? And I'm not talking about Boba Fett at all.
Nope.
Come on.
I have a feeling Emery is not going to make it.
Two seasons of the Bad Batch.
In fact, I'm going to stick by my
No
guns. I don't
Boba
think
Fett.
Omega's going to make it either.
Well, none of these characters, show up in any of the movies that we grew up in.
Are we ever going to see Wolf and Gregor? And we saw Gregor, I think, right?
I think we'll see. Yeah, Gregor was
maybe next season.
Yeah,
because we know that they end up with Rex on that planet by the time Rebels.
Gregor was one of the clones involved in last episode. Last week's episode. Like you hear that crazy voice that he has. It's pretty clear that he's there. But Wolf has not been revealed yet. But Gregor is already rolling with Rex's crew.
Cool.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a shocking, sad season finale. Is it going to be 2 years before we? It's probably going to be 2 years, right?
It takes a long time to make these animations.
It
yeah,
does.
I mean, it was done well. I mean, the sound is amazing. The special effects are like.
But like I said, Star Wars Santa said that they were working on it.
How about another Clone Wars movie?
Like
but
a month. Like
Bad
I think
Batch
he
Clone
said
Wars
it like
movie.
a month or two ago.
What do you say?
Maybe that's one of the reasons that they delayed the start of the season was to
shorten the gap.
The gap in between 2 and 3.
Well, yeah, if they're not already started on
1
season
and 2.
3, I'd be so bummed right now.
No, they're already
They probably already have the storyboards and stuff like that, and just have
sure.
to animate everything out.
I'm sure they probably have the first couple episodes almost completed.
Voice acting
already done. Yeah, that's probably just waiting for final touches, voice acting, scoring, sound effects, that kind of stuff.
So the earliest, I mean, that we can reasonably hope for is sometime next year, like late next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did this was like New Year's? When did this season start?
So
like so
this was
ago,
episodes 15 and 16, and I mean, I guess I could just look it up, but
it aired. I think it was right after New Year's, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's amazing. This time is flying. The season's over. But yeah, the only thing it was a great couple episodes. The only thing I wish is we could have found out what happened, what's going on with Crosshair. I just wanted a little more Crosshair.
I think we'll get that. We'll get that next year. I mean, the first episode of this season aired on January 4th.
Okay.
So, but I kind of feel like there was like chatter about them doing just 3 seasons because all good Star Wars comes in a trilogy, right?
Totally.
I take that back. Star Wars is generally packaged in trilogy.
Yes, that's true. That is accurate.
Yeah, generally packaged, not all good things, because things can be said about parts of both the prequel and the sequel. So, but yeah,
I'm excited for the next season. It's just bummed. It's always sad when a season ends and you have to wait.
It's yeah. I don't want.
Shall we get on to the other show?
Mando, yeah.
Just because the timing,
I was just scooping it up. So, all right. Bring that.
Mount Tempest is phasing out of this dimension.
Yeah. Well,
what's going on here?
So. All right. Navarro.
Yeah, I like this planet.
Oh, did
so it was amusing to me.
All right. So look, they actually gave it a title now. Chapter 21, The Pirate. Yeah. It was
Pirate.
Just it was just chapter
I gotta drop for a minute. I gotta drop for a minute.
Sure.
Take me.
He just got nicked.
I just didn't know. I thought he was able to do it himself, but I guess not. But
no, that's fine.
So yeah, so Navarro,
Karga's working on the new shipping district and everything. I like the
so there's the IG-88, not the actual parts. IG
why can't this be
IG-11?
Star Wars Galaxy? You know what I mean?
Right? It would.
Why did it have to be like some planet we've never seen or heard of that doesn't exist in any of the movies or anywhere else?
Right? It would have made so much more sense for them to just make Navarro Galaxy's Edge.
You go to the bar, you know.
Yeah.
You can go to Grief Karga's,
and there's actually even a school there.
Huh? You can go learn about Star Wars tech.
So you could kind of see the character that I was referring to earlier, right here by my play button.
Where?
Well, yeah, it'll pop up more later.
I'll zoom in a little bit.
Can you zoom in? I don't.
You mean the guy?
The person that's in the dead center of the screen right now.
Yeah, I see that dude.
Not this person with the bandana.
Is it? I can't tell really. Is it cheek like flappy cheeks or is it?
Yeah, it's like this swooped out kind of.
It's like a num. Whatever.
Nien Num. She is not a Sullustan. She is definitely not a Sullustan.
Maybe it's a variation of Sullustan.
Those dudes have ears. Those peoples have ears. So right. So I'm just gonna kind of skip.
Maybe it had some. I love the droid design. I mentioned it last time, but it's so Art Deco, very cool.
Those
like
arms are
the original C3PO.
Too skinny.
Twiggy arms.
All right, so this is
dude. He could have his own spinoff, and I'd watch it.
Who?
Grief Karga.
Yeah,
just him in managerial. Like he is like what Lando, you know, talking about. Oh, I've had labor problems of every sort, and you know, he's an administrator.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's good.
He thinks he's some kind of director or something. He did.
He's great.
He directed the last episode. But yeah, so
I like this. I forget that. What's the name of the pirate? If you can recall, this makes him look scary. The large holograph version of him. If they had showed him this way first, I'd be like, holy crap! Like this guy's freaky, you know. But for some reason, when we first saw him, he was kind of Pirates of the Caribbean, kind of cartoony. But look at that shot of the side there. Look at that. That is some Stephen King monster from the World Between Worlds kind of stuff. Like I like that. That's sick.
Yeah.
If they played this up, maybe made him. I don't know. He looks scarier in holographic form.
Totally.
So the art design did its job. Whoever did this,
look at that.
Great. Yeah,
that's terrifying looking.
Yeah, like if this is how they introduced him in that previous first episode of the show, I'd be like, oh man, I hope they don't run into this guy. Freaky.
Right. I mean, he looks freakier than the original version of Emperor Palpatine in the original version of Empire Strikes Back.
With the monkey eyes, baboon eyes, and the
let's see. Whisper asks, in the Obi-Wan show, does his encounter with Vader have an effect on their dialogue in the Death Star and the New Hope?
Well, I gotta process this.
Okay, so we're talking about Mando, and this is definitely about
the
Obi-Wan show, which you definitely let us know.
Like what the dialogue is when I met you, when the last we met, I was the master, that kind of stuff. I think we're talking about, right?
I don't really think it does have an effect. I mean, it does make you have to look at it as in a different perspective, but it doesn't like discount it.
It's classic Star Wars dialogue, you know. It's all from a certain point of view.
It's all from a
classic
certain point of view kind of thing.
And that I think that's how the writers would even tell you, like, for a certain point of view, you know, the roles have reversed since the last time they met.
Yeah, I mean, Darth Vader was, you know, he was a student of the light side, and then he became a student of the dark side, and I think by
facing Obi-Wan again,
in the Obi-Wan show he was still a learner. It's kind of like when when Luke fights Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back, Luke's not a Jedi master; he's still a learner. And then the second time they
In fact,
fight,
Yoda warned
he's
him not
closer
to fight him yet.
Yeah,
But
Luke's
he had to
closer
save
to
his
being
friends.
a master.
Impulsive young
Whisper's
dude.
got another message here. Let's check it out. As in, does their dialogue on the Death Star correctly see? I think it does from a certain point of view, and with Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's always from a certain point of view.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you're asking about. It's been contention through the fandom since Obi-Wan last year. I mean,
yeah, I think using the word correctly isn't technically correct.
It's how you take it. Some people didn't like it. Some people loved it. I only saw Obi-Wan once. I have to go back and do just watch it all the way through. Have you heard about this though? Mentioning Obi-Wan, there's a super cut where they cut it into a movie. They trimmed it down a little bit, and apparently they did some of the special effects even better. I don't know who has the resources or the money or the time to do this, but somebody did. So there is like a super cut Obi-Wan movie out there with like even better special effects. I just heard about that the other day.
Oh yeah, no, it's been floating around since the series wrapped. But yeah,
no, but this is like within the past 2 weeks, somebody released like the version with like more special effects.
Hey, Jimbo's back. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. All right. Do you see these two messages from Whisper? Do you have a take on that? See the first.
I don't know. I remember I haven't seen Obi-Wan yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
Well, as I was mentioning, there's a super cut. There's a super cut of it that makes it into a movie with enhanced special effects. I don't know who did it. All I know
is if I never have to watch Flea chasing around little Princess Leia again, I'll be happy.
I think that got cut, or they shortened that chase to make it more realistic. Like they just grab her, which is like what would happen if some bounty hunters were stealing a kid or abducting a kid. So.
I've always kind of believed that yes, that is kind of what they mean by balancing. That there's a whole lot more like light side of the Force users than
there's a lot of conjecture about this too. Like what did balance of the Force actually mean? I think that's going to be always an ongoing thing in Star Wars, because the prophecy misread could have been. That's literally what Yoda says in Episode 1. And so I don't think this is ever going to stop. I think there's just going to be the oscillation between the light and the dark side constantly. Speaking of which, I'm looking forward to Jedi Survivor coming up.
Oh yeah,
I saw a new trailer for it. I forgot to mention at the top of the show, but
yeah, no,
that looks dope. I saw the story trailer for that. That was great.
Let's since Jimbo's back now, let's try to get through the rest of this episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we are supposed to be doing Mandalorian.
Before you have your heart out.
But interesting
Whisper,
points.
If you want to talk about more other random stuff, as soon as we're done covering this episode of Mando, we'll gladly entertain your questions and
to open the floor up to general questions and Q&A.
So,
but I was saying, Jimbo, this is the way they should introduce this character, this pirate. Look how freaky that looks. There was another shot from the side too that looks like Stephen King monster. Like, dang, dude, like
that is much creepier.
Like if this is how they introduced him, and like, oh, we don't want to mess with this pirate, I'd been like, yeah, don't mess with this guy. Like he looks scary. And they start blasting the planet.
Yeah.
Anyways, they start blasting.
I feel like I saw one extra, just throwing it out there, one extra laughing as he was running. Just throwing it out there. But it could be a grimace.
It could be like terror.
Laughing. Yeah, terror looks like smiling.
Unfortunately, that's not a person's guts exploding. It's the actual plant behind in the background. The set dressing.
Yeah. How about this? The Vietnam planet. With the hutches. Those they have,
it definitely
and they have like the bar with like they're playing space pool.
Like they're building
it's nice to see that the New Republic is just so chill and having a great time as their military is being dismantled.
Having their beach base.
No, I'm not exactly a military person myself, but like they're being lulled into a sense of complacency. That's what this tells me. This entire scene.
So
like
right here,
that's Filoni
on the far right. That's Filoni. He's
What the
actually
hell?
in the credits.
Yeah.
And
I didn't see him the first time, but now I can recognize his hat.
I was like yeah.
Fedora.
He's some kind of space Indiana Jones.
Dude, I would want one of those flags, the New Republic flags. That'd be cool. The blue ones.
Right. So cool. Carson Teva.
Uh-huh.
And so this I'm not even Snivian, I think
Lady
is species.
I've seen this species before.
It's a snaggletooth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Same species as snaggletooth.
Totally.
So the Snivian. This is the same woman who played Frog Lady and was the body actor for Quill in the first.
Oh, very cool. I like that they use the same people. Yeah.
Yep.
I like that they do that.
Yeah, and she also is in later in the episode as the Ugnaught.
Sorry.
Whoa, what is that noise?
That was my microphone.
She also plays the Ugnaught
on the bridge
of
Ugnaught.
So there's Grief Karga calling Carson Teva for help. And
I want that coffee warmer hollow projector.
I was. Oh, that reminds me. I should have gone back when the pirates first started blasting on the planet and they were showing all the people running. There was a woman carrying a
Cantono.
That's it, Cantono. I was like,
a screenshot of that for sure. Hey, look, one of what's his name species on the right there.
That is not one of what's his name species. That is Zeb.
That is Zeb?
Yep, that is Zeb.
They look like him.
And in the credits, it's Steve Bloom doing the voice acting. So that's the right guy. Spike Spiegel from
they did a good job for Zeb in real life.
Yeah.
So now we need to see Hera. We're gonna see Ezra. Dude, I wonder if we're gonna see him again.
So when I first saw this, I thought he was wearing boots, but if you look real carefully, you could actually see those are toes. So they did do him right, because Zeb looks great. Able to grab things with his feet.
Yeah,
like
he's your
that
muscle.
One episode where he's
typical
steering a TIE fighter while reaching with his hands to grab Ezra.
Yeah, he's like the wrecker of the Rebel crew.
And he's based on the original Ralph McQuarrie artwork for Chewbacca.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I love how
and that's why I think it was
in.
There's a line in one of the episodes in the Rebel series where he's referred to as a rare hairless Wookiee. So
interesting.
All right. So yeah. So
Coruscant
Carson
getting those.
Teva, he leaves planet Vietnam or whatever it's called, because I don't think they ever give a name for this planet. And he's
it's like
Coruscant.
planet. I assume it's planet Midway. Like Midway.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah, it looked like Midway Island or something.
You know,
but he literally drives down the street. He's like, I'm gonna go down to headquarters, like, and hops in his X-wing and flies to the Galactic Center. But they make it seem like he's, and the whole time I'm watching them, so I'm like, oh, they're losing so much time. Like, this is a Dragnet episode. Like, he's not going down to headquarters. I'm gonna go to HQ and talk to the boss.
Right here, I didn't realize who this was in this first little pan.
As soon as we saw Coruscant, I thought, oh, we're gonna see her again, and we did.
And we did, and she's still being kind of evil.
Vasquez.
We get Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows. He's
yes.
He's great.
He's
as a bureaucrat, not a bureaucrat, but
that's not good. Like, he was just so good. Like, mid-level bureaucrat, even low level.
He's a pencil pusher.
Desk. Yeah.
He's a pencil pusher. I know the droids don't respect him, right? That's how you develop his character.
The droids are going to do. I don't know who
Colonel.
This actress is in the Greedo Rodian style outfit, but they did.
This is good. This just shows you the complacency and the.
But like, what I really like is they did the subtitles.
Yes.
For the Rodian voice.
Alien speak.
Instead of having the Rodian speak basic.
They should do this more.
Yes.
They should do this more.
They need to have more alien language with subtitles as opposed to aliens.
Because there is like some commonly spoken language, like even more than basic. Like, people understand Rodic and they understand Twi'lek. Like, just as a matter of going around.
And Huttese.
Like
Yeah.
Lady Proxima in Solo should have been done that way. It would have been
Yeah.
much scarier.
Way
like
scarier.
Just like a horrific monster voice, and then just subtitled. Like Jabba. Jabba was scary because he didn't speak English or basic.
Right.
So this
Not a
shows
basic
the
bitch.
input. This is the impotency of the New Republic. They're just
Right.
kind of
Especially when
useless.
you got people like her being
Yeah.
Working to make it worse.
a naysayer saying, no, you got to do it like this.
You
And
got to follow the rules.
Like, what about all the ones that
you're just
signed
encouraging?
Yeah.
What about the ones that signed the agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Would
not
that
helping
be
them
fair
either.
to them?
Apparently, right? They're not. They're like, yeah, we haven't even helped the ones that actually are part of the Republic.
Well, did it look like those? Did it look like those pilots were busy though for his?
Right.
unit?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
there's something seriously wrong, and he's kind of waking up a little bit.
He knows they're out there. Like he has the inkling that something's.
Well, yeah,
causing...
because he's been a Star Wars fan since 1977.
That's true.
Oh wait, no. He's been
He's
paying
seen this
attention the whole
happen
time.
before. Yeah.
He knows
has
more
been paying
than
attention.
any of these other people.
Don't worry. In another 40 years, maybe our fandom will get us onto a show. Everybody will have
that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
In the Matrix.
Right. So here's
it'll all be holographic.
She's successfully convinced.
He's using the rules against them. Yes.
Yep.
To be fair, even if she wasn't there, this guy wouldn't have helped anyway.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he was so
being
easily...
evil lawful though. Like
yeah.
I'm using your own rules against you.
She is lawful evil.
Yeah.
Well, because she doesn't blow her deep cover.
Yeah,
but she
definitely chaotic good.
She definitely.
We just have so many people who need help. They have to get in line. It's like you're not helping anybody. This is what the whole point of this conversation was. Nothing's getting done. Look at his desk. It's full of requests. Requisition requests.
I will answer that question, Whisper, as soon as we're done with this. Let's see here.
Remind me that guy, the pilot's name again.
Carson Teva.
Carson Teva, yeah.
Or Teva.
Carson Daly.
Oh God, they better not put him in here. It's like, we're gonna. Yeah, they just remind me of all the horror stories about cameos in episode 1 back in the day.
This sad walk of shame.
Right.
How the mighty have been brought low. He's like, well, this is a good spot to hang out for a while. And it's just like a ditch.
I feel like
there's a rock.
I was kind of laughing. I feel bad, but I was laughing at this part.
Like he's now in the he doesn't even have the sewers that they had, like the Mandalorians had.
It's like wah wah wah. Oh yeah, look at that.
That's the character I was talking about.
That is like a Silent Hill character.
Yeah, that's freaky.
You know, like it's daylight, so it doesn't look as scary. But if it was like nighttime in a scary haunted house or something in Silent Hill,
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called. I'm
not a fan.
If it had more evil eyes, it would be worse. But it's got soft, kind eyes.
You know how, like in the original Cantina scene in the 77 Star Wars, like a lot of it was just leftover sci-fi monsters. So
yeah.
This is just an homage to that.
Sci-fi monsters and Doctor Who and
this is a reject from Doctor Who or Star Trek, one of the Star Trek series or something.
Yeah,
and then a random Twi'lek.
Yeah, random Twi'lek who's just it's a big dork.
There's a couple Twi'leks in that crowd. There's like a bright green woman.
Even when he's doing this speech about getting help, even he doesn't believe it. Like, yeah, the Republic's not going to help us. God damn it. He was right not to trust them. He from the beginning. This
is the thickest Twi'lek I've ever seen.
Well, they got when they're not having to perform.
Aside from that senator.
What about wasn't there? Yeah.
She's free. Oh, look, there's some Jawas.
Orn Frita.
Some Jawas back there.
Yeah, I saw the Jawas when they were walking back to town.
Cool Star Wars party, man. Everybody's in costume. Fun.
It is. All right, so.
But man, are they shooting a lot in the California desert this season?
Right?
I thought this was Lake Powell.
Well, that one is Lake Powell, yeah.
But here comes Carson Teva tracking.
But I bet a lot of it is.
And there he's got the blue So in a little bit farther on, Paz Vizsla calls Carson
Yeah,
Teva
keep walking, Blue.
and
Keep-
this is why is because his helmet has the blue on it.
Mhm.
Oh, they don't like
Because it
the
didn't.
New Republic
They,
anyway.
I mean, they're
Ugh,
like
there's nothing cooler than the gauntlet,
right.
the fighter transport of the Mandalorian.
Mhm.
I wanted to mention this. I thought about during the episode, like the Naboo fighter is cool, but Mando needs to get like a ship like that. He needs to get a real Mando ship
Like a real Mando ship that he
with
could actually
guts.
Well, he
have,
had one.
more than just him and Grogu and a droid in.
And Grogu's in his lap, so Grogu doesn't even have his own spot.
Right.
Had one though. That's the
how-
thing is that
how long is
that's a
Grogu
man
gonna
who's
be able to
lost
fit?
he's lost his big ship.
Maybe they can find one a derelict on Mandalore or something. They need to get him a real. I like Bo-Katan because she has real gear,
Well, yeah, she's a real Mandalorian. She's Mandalorian royalty.
and she had some of the best stuff
Mhm.
that
She
was
walks
available
both-
to royalty.
I half expected, since this X-wing is parked so close to the water,
Uh-huh.
that it would have ceased to existed right before Carson Teva tried to leave from one of those
The crocodiles.
the crocodile dragon dinosaur thing.
It's full from eating the bird thing.
It's lucky he didn't get eaten.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that was a
that's-
big
that's
meal.
That's a separate. There's
Oh,
more
that was a
than
different
one
one.
of those. Because they
Also,
killed
isn't it a
one.
Reptavian?
Is that what it's called? I don't even.
Yeah, it was called the
bird-
Reptavian. I think I saw.
The bird, yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
he revealed a secret that R5 has a tracking device.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
How did he
was
know to
part-
track R5 though? That's the part that
See,
lost me.
I was wondering that too, and I kind of got the idea of maybe that's like maybe he went to Pelemoto and was
Okay.
like, hey, next time that Mandalorian dude comes by here, get him to take this droid with him, so he can track that Mandalorian dude.
I mean, that's a little
He
convoluted,
obviously-
but
He
something
actually,
happens.
I mean, they have interacted a few times, and I feel like
Just how did he know to track what?
but well, I mean, Mando did that whole getting away from him in Tatooine airspace when he first gets the N1. So it's
I'll let it slide for now. Maybe somebody can come up with a headcanon for that one.
I think
Yeah,
he was kind
I
of
just-
amused, though. I think he was amused that someone like ran from him so successfully. Like,
Yeah.
okay, gotta respect the game.
right. Got to respect the game, but it's also like he wants that guy to be on his side, not his enemy. So I don't know.
Like
He's got guts to face an entire covert of
Yeah, like-
Mandos.
Well, yeah, but that's what the script said to do. No, but he is also, he's coming out there. He's like, doesn't have a helmet. He's not armored up. He's not being aggressive, and he's just like, hey,
Like,
I
he
need to talk.
represents
I
the
need to talk
good.
to that Mando guy.
And here's another right here in this subtitle, another reference to hell.
Uh-huh.
So hell exists in Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
It has
Not
since
surprising.
Empire Strikes Back, when Han Solo yells it at that deck commander or whatever,
Mhm.
and yeah, but
See, here's what I was thinking though, is that he's actually a strong token of like the soft power of the New Republic. He might not be able to get the resources necessary, but he knows things that are going on the ground well enough to create like, hey, you should go help out your friend. Like
Yeah.
that's literally what he said at the end. Is like it's not about like the Republic or anything. It's about like you should go save your friend.
Mhm.
Yep.
And he's the one who knows about it. So like getting the right people into the right places is more important than the actual like straight up like raw Republic, New Republic.
right.
I kind of thought Paz Vizsla was gonna flip on this, so I laughed when he's like, "So
Mhm.
should we sacrifice ourselves?"
Why?
Yes.
Why should we? Why should we do this?
Uh.
Like that's literally the way he ends it.
Because
Like,
we're Mandalorians, and this is what we do.
Because yeah,
What are you training for if you're not going to do something like this?
yeah,
exactly.
Also, you can become landed gentry.
I really liked the whole traditional. He who wields the hammer is the speaker.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know, I really
you
like
got to have
that.
some way of maintaining order
Yeah,
during the meetings, the lodge meetings.
I feel
Mhm.
like the United States, Congress and stuff needs to have a similar.
Don't tell that to the House of Commons. They just shout. They shout
Yeah,
people down.
just yell
They're-
at each other
They're
across
always
the.
shouting.
Uh-huh.
It's annoying as heck.
It's got to be louder than the
So
rest.
yeah, so that's what you guys were talking about.
Uh-huh. That ship is so cool.
Bo-Katan.
I wonder how much of it exists. Just the facade.
Giving another debrief
Huh?
about the ship's capabilities. Like, this is a drop ship. Like, this is an
Uh-huh.
infantry fighter. Like,
And look at that. That the hologram of the ship is the same size as Grogu's ear span.
exactly. Almost. It's one Grogu ear length.
Grogu didn't feature at all in this episode. Didn't even make a
No.
sound, huh?
Nope. He could.
So some people are complaining like, I thought this was the Mando show, and they didn't even.
He indicated when a thing happens later. Like, he's the first one to see that. Like, Bo. Like, later.
He's got to start all over again because now his city has been just leveled.
Mhm. Well, it's already built out of like the lava flow.
He was talking to those engineers about putting like, he's like, where's the rail spike? You know, so
The
you know
rail
what?
spur,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe in the long run, blowing it up was, oh, this is so cowboy movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or
Right.
samurai movie where they always the lowly
the poor
waiter,
bartender, barkeep.
yeah,
Yep.
they always like kick him down.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being so weak.
Another weird looking Trandoshan. The eyes were freaky though.
Yeah,
very Star Trek.
These
they were Gorn, yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
Star
he's a
Trek-y.
Gorn.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was actually thinking that they reminded me of Sleestack from the old Sid and Marty Krofft.
Yeah, that too.
Like Land of the Lost.
If a Sleestack and a Gorn had a child, it's a Trandoshan. The Trandoshans.
Yeah. Any millennials not like Land of the what? That's an old reference to an old show.
I'm just a little disappointed that, like, we've seen so many Trandoshans, but not Bosk. It's like,
I would like to see Bosk. I would like to see what's his name with the bandages all over him, too.
Dengar.
Yeah, Dengar.
Rothgar Den. I'm just
Dengar is involved with Boba, so maybe he'll.
I refuse to believe that Rothgar Den and Dengar are the same people.
Dude, my man.
This reminds me of a Super Star Destroyer Eclipse, but much smaller.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it also has like
with that ramming,
like the hammerhead.
Yeah, the hammerhead at the tip.
Mm-hmm.
This guy.
Oh.
There was some really good like aerial explosions, like one of the ones where it went flying through the fire. I was like, oh.
I like seeing the Mando gauntlet ship being used the way it was designed, dropping in fighters, and they're just cool stuff.
I was cheering like the Andalins when the stuff was going down. Like they were really into the fighting. They were like cheering it the entire time.
Yeah, I like all this stuff. The fighting.
I guess the Anzalins are the only ones who didn't flee town.
Well, I mean, it's kind of easy for those guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's no way they just hide underground.
They probably have like an old safe that they could just get.
And they couldn't even run anyway. I mean, what are they gonna do? Run every block is like a mile for them.
They have mouse droids rigged up with saddles.
Oh, I just want to mention when Wrecker stepped on the mouse droid.
Stepped on it. Perfect. Yeah, where he was gonna like wear like a boot for a second.
Thank you for mentioning that. So here looks cool, but not as scary. The hologram looks way scarier of this guy.
Right.
I don't know what they could have done to fix that, but
so some more canyon crawling with air combat.
You always get the sense of speed in those canyons, so I see why they do that.
Yep. So this is a scene that kind of confused me a little bit. These Mandalorians clearly have jetpacks on, yet they're able to be pinned down.
Well, they kind of jumped in though.
Yep.
Yeah,
I figured
they should have a little bit more fuel.
But at the end of
suppressing fire,
they jump in again.
Fight, yeah. They use their jetpacks in.
Or one guy he jets up and gets shot down immediately. I guess you can become vulnerable if you fly up too, so you have to be careful with that.
Yeah, but all they had to do, like one or two
There's the
people
Gorn.
fly in each different directions, and then it's easier to take out.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah, they're too big. They're too bulgy. I don't like that design. But other than that, this was all super
Dang,
fun.
Ferric.
This was great. This was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
It's like, it's like that, like it reminded me of the scene where Fennec Shand in Book of Boba Fett takes out all the cartel leader guys. I mean, it's just like, boof, boof. Yeah, like just good stuff. Good stuff.
And I'm
He's
gonna
over
guess
the
Trandoshan
edge.
hearing's not
Like,
too good.
I mean, they're lizards. I mean, how good?
And
do
there's
lizards
explosions, and they're probably
hear? Yeah.
And
I
he's
mean, he was
shooting.
firing. Yeah, he was firing that gun. That gun's got to be loud as heck. I mean, look what it does.
Yep.
But yeah, so here's these fools running away. There's that bulldog-looking dude, and boom, here's Mando's that jetpacked in. It's like,
Yep.
I don't know,
that's the way it should have went down.
Yeah.
Overall, it's pretty cool. Anytime you get to see Mandos doing their thing, and
Well, yeah. I mean, that's like the whole reason that they wanted to do a Mando show was.
I just got the layout of the city here. Look, there's that one of the shopping areas, and then there's the city, the square. That's the square down there, and then you get like the main strip on the right there. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know where Grief Karga's office is. Is probably at the bottom of the screen somewhere.
I have no idea.
I think it's up the road.
Yeah. It's
Or there's that thing right there, that tower.
The nicer buildings. I don't know if it's a tower or if it's this one with the dome. But I thought that ship was going to crash into the city. But,
Yeah. I was like, oh, now they're radioactive too on top of everything.
But like,
As if it can get worse there.
yeah, I guess that doesn't look very survivable. But you never know. It's Star Wars. They like,
you know what? And they
bring
can
back
salvage
people
a
from
lot
the
of the
dead.
wreckage, the plasteel or whatever material that the ship is made of.
Yeah.
Grief Karga always looks good with the gun.
Some
That lady
of these
behind him,
images
she's like, I'm
are-
going to shoot you in the back.
Right? She's like, I'm just going to.
She's keeping it pointed.
You have no fire discipline, lady.
She doesn't. Her finger's not even on the trigger. It's off to the side.
Oh, that's
good. That's
actually
good.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good discipline.
Don't put your finger onto the trigger until you're going to use it. That's just
She's got that weird.
The set
she's got that
armor
weird,
probably told him.
Arrive on Endor Princess Leia hairdo.
It's very fashionable.
I guess so.
So they got a planet now. They don't have to hide on Gaiju planet or whatever.
Grief Karga says they might not have a home planet, but they do have a home.
Yeah, he gave them all like the salt flats and all the way to like some canyon or something.
Gave them a whole bunch of land that you can't farm on.
He gave him like the lava flow to the dry ass canyon. Yeah.
For them, that's paradise because they
It's
can
better
train.
than living in a cave outside of where giant lizards eat and steal their children.
Absolutely.
Or in the sewers here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or in the sewer.
I mean, it was interesting to see how the Republic. I think they wanted to show how useless the Republic is in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I think like as far as stakes and like epicness, Bad Batch was where it was at this week. But it's good to see that.
But there were
So the choice is you're either like under authoritarian rule or you're on your own.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right. So
yeah, they're on their own. This whole, I didn't know where this was going. I was like, what is happening? And you're gonna have to explain it to me. Maybe Lobo, I don't know what is this leading towards?
It's leading to the exact thing I told you. It's leading to her unifying the Mandalorian clans. Yep.
But why did she take off her helmet though?
Because the armor said it was okay. Like the armorer said it was okay because she walks in two worlds. Like she's both like a member of their covert, but also like knowing that she's part of the greater Mandalorian.
She saw that she
community.
could fight and that she was honorable. She's like, okay, I guess you can take your
Yep.
helmet off then.
Right, that your beliefs are valid as well, and basically like acknowledging that they have a right to exist in the same way as like the covert means that like that's how you unify the people. Like you don't,
But nobody
just
else
be
can
like,
take off.
All
Are they going to accept the ones that come back and have their helmets off? Is that what basically happens now?
Yeah, she's like, go get the other wayward Mandalorians and bring them back.
We're gonna roll deep. We're gonna roll deep, and we're gonna head to Mandalore.
Or they could do like a weird thing
stuff
where
up.
like they get all the Mandos and be like, all right, so all you non-helmet people, you're all gonna get baptized in a group, and then you can't take your helmets off again.
That's funny. Yeah, so this is pretty shocking to me. I'm like, oh man, she told her to take off her.
Yeah,
I told you that this entire season is going to be the side quest of Bo-Katan and unifying the Mandalorian clans.
Well,
but except
as
for
far
maybe
as
her
I'm aware,
former.
Katie Sackhoff isn't working on other like really many other projects than this, while the guy who plays the helmetless Mandalorian, he's all over the place.
He's got all kinds of work. Yeah.
He's got Last of Us season 2's probably starting to get filmed pretty soon. So it's like, it's
working with his availability.
Yeah. If you want
some
to
people,
have a lead,
some people are not going to like
Mando,
that. I can tell you, they're like, oh, it's another bait and switch from Star Wars. Now it's the Bo-Katan show.
It might be just me, but I rather would look at Katie Sackhoff than Pedro Pascal. I'm sorry. But that might just be me.
Well, it's called the Mandalorian. So I guess she's the Mandalorian.
They're all Mandalorians.
She could be the Mandalorian. It's not specific.
Even Grogu is Mandalorian at this point.
I can just see that the haters now, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
what are you going to do? You can't
those people. If you can't watch this new Star Wars stuff and have a good time with it,
well, they don't have to show
then
Pedro's
don't
face,
watch
so it could be
and go
anybody.
watch something else.
So
as long as they're doing the voice acting, it doesn't matter.
I mean, if they're willing to accept Grogu as a Mandalorian, I mean, it shows that there's a degree of flexibility as what like the acceptance of foundlings. And I'm going to assume that every single Mandalorian they find is technically just a foundling.
Yeah.
Totally.
So it's time to retake Mandalore.
And do you think they're going to rush into it like they did in the beginning of the show? Like just go right there, or it's going to take
we only have 3 episodes left, and we haven't seen the stuff involved with this scenario.
Yeah, that was what I was getting at too, is that when they implied that maybe the person who kidnapped Moff Gideon or extracted him are Mandalorian. And the first thing I thought is, oh no, night owls. Like, I don't know why they would go that nuts.
This readout, that's not Arabesh. What is that?
It's New Republican.
Republican. Oh wow.
And he does the math, and yep, that's when this would be here.
So that thing is like the periscope that R2 uses in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it has its
another
own
Jedi thing,
propulsion.
but it can fly. I mean, I guess
they can fly now.
They can fly now.
God, I'm sorry. Everybody always quotes that line because it's funny to me. Anyways.
It's just corny.
It's corny, funny.
This
they fly now.
This is what they said. This was Beskar remains.
Beskar ally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're hinting that there's other factions out there. Is that what we're led to believe?
And
that there is
I've heard some spoilery stuff on makingStarWars.net that would imply that there.
Do you believe it? Do you believe it's accurate?
Oh, yeah. I definitely.
Where are they getting all these spoilers from?
People.
They have connections.
They have connections. They have spies. You know.
analyzing like
they're
set
boffins,
photos and things like that.
Yeah,
They have
some
boffins.
so,
That's great. I
some
like
of these
that.
guys are guys are the set for, like, they go down to where they find out stuff's being filmed, and a lot of, like, if you want a lot of inside Star Wars info, my two favorite sources are makingstarwars.net and Bespin Bulletin. Those two outlets are real good with behind the scenes Star Wars uh, leaks and stuff like that. But
I like to be surprised.
I like to
I
be
know you.
surprised
I know
too.
you're in because you
But
follow all
it's,
those channels and everything. I
yeah,
kind of like to be surprised.
I like some of it to be surprised, but yeah, I like how these guys just get their names out there now. It's great. The two stuntmen that portray Mando way more often than Pedro does.
Yeah, that's why I mean, if the Mando can still be in the show, even if Pedro's not, because he's not showing us. He's not taking his helmet off. He's one of the true believers.
Right. All right. I'm gonna closing this window up.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen? We don't have a name for the next episode. Where do you think it's going from here? They're gonna obviously have to go find the other people first before they can go straight to Mandalore, right? So they gotta rally everybody.
You got something to delete. There you go.
He's gone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Farewell.
Right?
What, you deleted somebody?
F off.
Oh yeah, I straight blocked him. I don't know who the heck that was, but that was not
It's not good.
yeah.
Oh, was it in the comments?
Yeah, that was
Oh.
I don't know what he was going on about, but I'm not part of
Oh,
it.
controlled them. All right, whatever.
Huh? You wanted to see what he wrote? Sorry.
Nah,
It was
okay.
very, very inappropriate.
Okay, it was just somebody being
Someone
psycho.
trolling. Yep.
Doing a little
Couldn't even say libs right. I mean,
Nope.
come on.
Oh my god. That has
Not
nothing to
the
do with the
libs.
show.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, no.
Jerker
Sorry.
gerbs.
Yeah. Sorry. I can't
You know,
tolerate that
you're
kind of stuff.
online long enough. That's gonna happen.
Mhm.
It's the first time it's happened here.
And then next you'll get like a
So-
crypto, like buy crypto, like
Mhm.
advertisement in the chat. It
But I did
happens.
want to, because I said I would address Whisper's last comment that they put.
Oh yes. You
What is
can
the
go ahead and
consensus
take
of the
the
in the
question
Star Wars?
offline. I'm gonna have to
Wait,
bounce
what?
right, guys.
You got to bounce. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for
It's
joining
been
us,
great.
Dan.
I will
Have
catch
a
you
good
next
one.
week, guys. Yeah, you have a good night,
All right.
guys.
Next week's only Mando.
Mhm.
All right. What is the consensus in the Star Wars community when it comes to legitimate canon counting from 77 to this day? Is this
I think people should pick and choose what they like as far as media, and whether or not it really fits into strictly canon is not really relevant to like enjoyment of the media. So
my thing is a lot of the main characters are
mhm,
legendary people in their respective universes. So what's canon is what's told to us as canon, and the rest of it is
right.
storybooks. It's like, say you read a story about Abraham Lincoln, who existed for real, vampire hunter, which obviously didn't happen, but it's a
Right.
fun story that exists in our universe where that real person did as well. So I figure everything that is storyline that is considered canon officially by the Disney version of Star Wars continuity is the canon, and everything else is stories that exist within such canon that are fantastic.
Yeah, there's like different tiers of canon, like basically the alpha canon basically being the idea this is the stuff you've seen on screen in the like movies made by George Lucas, and this is like the very strict definition of it. And then you have like the looser one, like Clone Wars cartoon by the Kennedy, like that one.
Right.
So that stuff might be like
The
considered
micro series
canon.
we're talking about. Yeah.
Right.
I also think though, like the last part of this question from Whisper, is a sequel trilogy considered fan fiction by some? By some, yes, but by the lore, the overall, it is official canon, and hopefully, what Mandalorian does is basically what the Clone Wars animated series did for the sequel. I mean, the prequel trilogy, is fill in all the gaps and makes the sequel trilogy make sense.
Yeah, do the world building.
It was kind of all over. Yeah, it was all kind of all over the place. Especially the third one of those movies, like it was so fast paced, getting from where it starts to fighting against Palpatine. Like, I mean, come on, there was no real buildup for it. It just, I don't know.
So we're in the process of filling out the world that shows like this is how we got to the point where we were like with the First Order in the sequel trilogy. Yeah. Like we're creating the scenarios and situations that gave rise to it.
Exactly.
Especially with that weak ass Republic as it is in the Mandalorian so far.
Yeah, they're depicting that really well with the. Oh, we're just scrapping everything, including our own stuff that's good because the war is over. It's like
right. If they had the Imperial war material and were willing to use it, they would have much less problem defending their newfound territory, because that was what the Empire built that stuff for.
Yeah.
Like of course it's not super effective in some cases. Some of the cases it's kind of like weapons of terror, but the idea of being is still starship is a starship is a starship. Yeah. And having an orbital starship out there that can basically lay waste to planets, even like it might not blow the entire planet up, but I'm pretty sure a Star Destroyer can.
Well, we saw how much damage that pirate cruiser was doing to one little
and that was
city.
A little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Compared to
especially the Executor.
Yeah.
But unfortunately the sequel trilogy is considered fan fiction by people who absolutely hate it. So it is by some, but I don't think that is the general Star Wars community. I think that's a very small subset with a very loud voice.
Yeah.
There's more negative content creators out here than there needs to be, and I try not to be. I try to only participate with other Star Wars content creators that are also non-toxic, for lack of a better word.
Right. And being non-toxic doesn't mean that you like have to love everything about.
Yeah,
like,
it's just don't be a total jerk about it.
Right.
Basically, don't be screaming about Kathleen Kennedy every other stream.
Don't send actors death threats on social media until they erase their social media.
That kind of like since last week's Mandalorian episode, Ahmed Best has been all over social media and people talking about him. I'm going to be honest. I hated Jar Jar Binks in episode 1.
So did I.
But as time has gone on, I've begun to I never hated
the actor who does it.
Yeah.
Right. It never reflected on him. He was playing a character in a movie and
I blame George Lucas's directing skills as more than Ahmed Best.
I blame the character, the creature design more than even like the writing or directing in that case. I think it was like a weird decision to have that planet as it was with their dialect and such. But I don't think that it was like reflects poorly on the guy who has to say the lines. So I'm glad that I'm glad he got some redemption and people were fairly positive about like getting to see him like in a role that wasn't like so hateable.
So since we're talking about him anyway, so I was like kind of digging around and I feel like that game show that Kelleran Beck came from, I feel like that fell by the wayside probably because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Like it came out right when things were getting bad. And like you couldn't really film new episodes of that, with children, like filming
children
things
in the studio together doing physical. Children in the studio doing physical activities in close proximity.
Yeah, those definitely violated, health protocols. So maybe maybe it'll come back one day. That'd be kind of neat. But I doubt I would watch it. But it'd be kind of neat. And Ahmed Best, I like to see him in the Star Wars universe. Kelleran needs some more work. Maybe him and Grogu will get their own little mini spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
know, Grogu, looked pretty much the same in the flashback scenario they did, than he does in modern times. So they could use
Mm-hmm.
the same puppet and just show how, maybe the path, is that what they called it on the Obi-Wan show? Wait, you didn't watch that. There's this thing called the path where
Mm-hmm.
Jedis that survive Order 66 have like an underground railroad network kind of thing where they find other Jedi and Force sensitive people and protect them from the Empire. Because that makes sense. That's what people did in the pre-Civil War America and during the Civil War. So why wouldn't that be done, in a galaxy far, far away?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense that there's a hunted populace and
Yeah,
you're going to need some way of like, protecting some mutual aid.
exactly. So, but I don't know. I think, oh, so yeah, we were talking about Whisper's message, and that person has been gone because
Mm-hmm.
that was a YouTube thing, and that person is gone. So yeah,
I was wondering though. So, when they said Mandalorians were responsible for it, and the first thing I thought was like Death Watch.
so there are other, like, as far, like, there's like the covert that Din belongs to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the what do you call it? There are other groups of Mandalorians out there that
True.
do
Yeah.
other things, and if you know they're generally a warlike people.
Mm-hmm.
So hiring mercenaries to do a job, the chances of them being Mandalorians probably pretty high, especially if they are, efficient. And like, if you had a choice between hiring, some rando
Mm-hmm. Some
weakways or
yeah,
a
some
tribe of,
a bunch of
warriors that,
Rhodians and just the
yeah,
general background ones. Yes.
yeah.
I think I'd rather take a
You want
Mandalorian.
to hire pirates who are out for themselves, or do you want to hire some people that have a
Are professionals.
yeah, that they're professional and they have like an honor system?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are you gonna hire a street gang, or are you gonna hire a security force? Like, which one are
Mm-hmm.
you gonna do?
Right.
So there is, again, I know this might be a little spoilery. There is set design documents and uh, pictures of uh, other Mandos that we haven't seen on screen yet.
Mm-hmm.
And there's supposed to be
Other
some armor.
sex.
Yeah, there's some armor, like Moff Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
Like Giancarlo told us that we're going to see him. He just forgets what episode it is. Well, it's one of the last three for sure, if not all of the last three.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, he's supposed to have some kind of armor upgrade as well. So, and then also, um, there was like a what's her name? Morgan Elsbeth from the woman that Ahsoka fights. She's got
Mm-hmm.
a spear made out of Beskar. So other people are armed with Beskar,
Mm-hmm.
and Beskar armor doesn't usually get wedged into some wall, but a
Right.
Beskar weapon that would. And most Mandalorians don't make their actual, like,
Or it's a setup.
weapons with Beskar. Beskar is for protection.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or it's just a setup to cover their ass.
that too. That too.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah. So, oh man, I'm thirsty. But yeah. So next week there is no more Bad Batch. So we're just gonna
Or
have
Bad Batch. What are we gonna
have
do?
Mando. We just got Mando for 3 weeks, and then after that, I don't know. But I am hoping that we get some good stuff out of Star Wars Celebration. That's this weekend, isn't it? Star Wars Celebration Europe.
I don't know, but let's find
I'm
out.
pretty sure it's it's either this coming weekend or the weekend after, but I think it's this coming weekend. I'm obviously not going to it because I'm in California, and that'll be kind of hard to do. Can't really just drive there.
Nope,
if I could,
not
I
really a
would.
thing you can do.
But it's sold out. How about that?
It's next week. It says 7th to 10th.
7th to 10th. Okay. So not this weekend, the week after. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get some information about that. If anything crazy breaks, I'll probably do a video and try to either rope you or Dan in on it to talk about it. Otherwise, I'll just be part of our discussion during the Mando streams. And once Mando season 3 finale hits, I'll figure out something to make a weekly stream about. Maybe I'll go back to doing toys. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do by myself. I don't have the right setup, and I've tried to make a couple of videos. Don't people out there don't think I've given up on the toys, but that's just what it is. And yeah. Yeah. I know how he feels about that.
Excited.
So, yeah, I just need it's a lot easier if I had a cameraman. Hint, hint. All right. Yeah, but I think that'll about do it for today. Anything else you could think of to talk about?
Nope, I got nothing else. I'm out. I'm out completely.
So Whisper, if you're out there and you're watching this later on, thanks for joining the chat. Maybe we'll do a general Star Wars chat one day. That might be a good weekly thing. Just talk about what's going on, what people think. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to do. Please like, subscribe, share the stream. And with that, we are out of here.